For nearly half a century, Clonmel and its neighbouring town of Cashel, about 15 miles away, have rowed over which should be the home of the area's hospital. In the 1940s, Cashel was chosen as the centre and a new hospital building begun. All hospital services, surgical and medical, should have been under one roof, but pressure produced a compromise under which Cashel was confined to surgical cases. Medical cases went to Clonmel. The medical profession itself says this is a nonsense. The Fitzgerald report in the 70s said neither town should have a hospital. Waterford should handle all cases. Later, under political pressure, Minister for Health Brendan Corish produced an alternative plan saying that South Tipperary should have one hospital, but he didn't say where. Now the issue is live again under financial pressure. The Health Board says it can't afford both hospitals. It should be one or the other. And the board management has plumbed for Clonmel, saying it would only cost £2 million to move the 60-plus beds of the Cashel Hospital and its services to the empty space available in Clonmel Hospital building. Moving in the other direction would cost £10 million, since it would mean moving 170 beds and building new facilities. The row has flared up again. Cashel rejects the board's figures.
We have produced figures here in Cashel. We've had an architect look at the nurses' home, which is an identical construction to the main hospital building. It is excellent from a fire safety point of view. It's excellent from a functional point of view. It can be converted quite simply and quite inexpensively. We estimate of the order of 1.8 million to convert the facilities here to provide the entire service for County Tipperary, not just South Tipperary, but for County Tipperary in toto.
Both claim to be the better centre insofar as serving most people is concerned. Clonmel can say it has the biggest single population of any town at 15,000 and a big surrounding population. But Cashel says it's the better centre at the heart of the county and capable of giving a service to areas in the north of the county too. And Cashel argues strongly that its reasonably modern buildings provide the better base and that the hospital in Clonmel is not suitable at over 100 years of age.
If age was a cause for condemnation of hospitals, you'd be closing Guy's Hospital in London, the Mater in Dublin, St Thomas's Hospital in London, etc. It's people who make standards, not the age of buildings.
In still pictures like these, Clonmel shows what it has already achieved in providing modern services in an older building. Big open areas have become modern wards. Another has become an up-to-date operating theatre for its maternity and other services. But Cashel says that if it is not chosen as the single hospital centre for the South Riding, the whole area could end up without any hospital at all. They claim that the £2 million the Health Board plans to put into Clonmel to make it the single hospital for the area would produce only a stopgap facility, and that in time the board would say Clonmel was not up to the job. That would then be closed down, and the only service would be available in the regional hospital at Ardkeen and Waterford.
2 million in present day terms is literally only a stopgap arrangement, and therefore what they're doing is to put in a stopgap for those 2 or 3 years until Ardkeen comes, and in that event obviously the biggest inland county in the country will then lose its acute general hospital service. So the only hospital with a future for County Tipperary is in fact here in Cashel.
But Clonmel can and does argue the opposite case. It's Clonmel or nothing, they say.
If a decision is made in favour of Cashel, it is illogical and has never been done in this country to move a hospital from a large centre of population such as Clonmel to a small centre of population such as Cashel with a quarter the size, and this will not be done. Likewise, the money, the £10 million which would be required in the present financial climate, will not be made available. So even if a decision is made in favour of Cashel as a site for the hospital, it will not be implemented. And we are really fighting to save a general hospital for South Tipperary.
Ultimately, it's politicians who will decide. The Health Board will face, or perhaps dodge, the issue on Thursday. Already political forces are lining up on both sides, and the lobbyists are at work.
There is an unfortunate situation in that the weight of logic and finance and population seems to favour Clonmel, but the weight of political might at present favours Cashel. They have a resident minister in Dr. Sean McCarthy, who I believe first entered politics on the Save Cashel Hospital ticket, and they have a number of other prominent politicians and political connections in the area, and thus there is a sort of a dynamic tension between what is morally and financially right and what is logical and the political power which lies on the side of Cashel, and this is a sort of a standoff situation at present.